I'm just going to start a video like this because I'm speechless. Not technically not too speechless, but I really don't know what else to say about the new Star Wars movie. So let's just start this video like this. So, hello there, my name is Jin, and right now I'm going to review Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. It's Episode 9, right? Yeah. This time it's directed by J.J. Abrams. And yet again, he directed Force Awakens. And then Ryan Johnson took over with The Last Jedi, which had a lot of fans hating and dividing and stuff like, what, like, wow. And then here we have the finale of called The Rise of Skywalker. What is the plot? Um, well, I'm just going to say it involves Palpatine. I don't think that's a spoiler. I think everybody saw it coming. So the plot is regarding about Palpatine here. He does something very big. I cannot spoil that. The heroes are doing something that regards that that is in relation with Palpatine here. Kylo Ren is also having a plan, which also involves Palpatine. Like, sure, why not? And to sum up this movie, I feel like this movie is a scavenger hunt, and yet it somehow goes all over the place. I don't know how it went all over the place. Um and I'm going to say the second act or the first act or maybe the first two acts were very boring to me. This movie is like 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and I was excited to see it. I guess excited and scared because I have no idea how J.J. Abrams was going to conclude this movie, but yet here we have the conclusion all of a sudden, and when we have and out of this conclusion, my my feelings are very mixed, sort of, because after watching this, it feels as though the sequel trilogy really had no plan at all, and I think episode 9 showed what the plan could have been, what the sequel trilogy could have been, except it's a lot of things as a mess. It tries to fix loose ends and yet tries to be a coherent story at the same time. And there are problems with that. Sometimes this movie just focuses on too much on doing what the fans want, I suppose, if I were to sum it up. I don't mind some of the fan service, but I feel like there is too much fan service in this movie. Hey, but it's handled relatively well, but this movie for me was painfully average. Nothing in this movie really sticks out to me, and yet I don't despise this movie at all. It's just a very messy movie with a with a story that goes all over the place. I don't remember what happens in this movie. I, I don't remember too much what happens in this movie. Of course, the most talked about is the final act, and even the final act is a little bit mixed in my opinion. Anyways, I don't know what to think of the final act. It tries to be massive, but yet it doesn't feel massive. There are some decent emotional scenes in this movie, to be honest with you, but the action is there. The action is fine, and, and the emotion is decent, surprisingly. And but let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. John Williams' score, excellent, superb. The visuals, very good. It looks absolutely spectacular. However, it's just the plot just goes all over the place. For a movie on its own, I guess it's just fine, but yet the problem with this movie is that it's supposed to be like a finale to the Star Wars saga, and for a finale, I gotta say it's very weak. Maybe the weakest in the series. And that's saying something. And that is saying something here. And and I don't know, I don't I don't know what to say about this movie. Jeez. Let's just talk about the actors now. Adam Driver as Kylo Ren or Ben Solo. Did a great job. Daisy Ridley also did. Actually, every actress did a great job for what they were given. It's just a mess, but then it. And then, if we want to talk about it, we would have to talk about the final act of this movie, which is very spoiler heavy. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just very disappointed that with the movie we got, but it's a mess. Has and tried to have a point of what the sequel trilogy is supposed to be. Oh wait, I have another thing to say. Speaking of fan service, this movie has a lot of fan service from the characters to dialogues to even the music. So if you want to feel nostalgic, this movie does make you feel very nostalgic. However, I feel like it's more or less trying to kind of blind you from what type of movie, how messy the plot of this movie is. It really is messy. I I don't know how else to explain it. The final act, it's like the final act is massive scale. It's not does it doesn't feel massive. It's disappointing. I don't remember most of what happens in this movie, but yet it's entertaining from beginning to end. That's one thing. There is fan service. The actors are great for what they are given, and the score is amazing as always. The visuals are very beautiful in this movie. It's just that for a sequel trilogy to end like this, it's just not. It just doesn't sit right with me. I think there's a little bit too much of fan service. The plot is too messy. The plot is too messy. It doesn't really feel like a finale. I have mixed emotions about this movie. It seems this sequel trilogy had no plans in the first place. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. Episode 9 tried to have the sequel trilogy have a point, but yet it didn't work. It feels so painfully obvious because that had whatever plans they changed a lot of it if they had a plan, and it's like they did not anticipate any of these events to happen. Like seriously, this this I I I I did not enjoy this movie as much as I wanted it to. It's just it's just a it's just a movie. It's just a movie that you could watch from beginning to end. It doesn't feel like a sequel. It doesn't feel Star Wars. It just feels like a generic sci-fi movie. And it's not really a good thing because Star Wars is Star Wars, and I feel like Rise of Skywalker just feels like a generic science fiction type of movie. He with Star Wars reference and some nostalgia put into there. It's just a mess. That's what I. It's just an entertaining mess of events happening in this movie, in which the writers don't know how to end, and they had to end it somehow. So with that in mind, I'm gonna give Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker a 5 out of 10, with a recommendation level of a 1 out of 4. That's pretty low. This movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I don't think it justifies its runtime. It's just too long, and most of the scenes feel like trying to fix some mistakes. Sort of fan service. Not really too much of the plot, and even if the plot happens, it's just too messy anyway. So yeah, I guess that's my review of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I'm very disappointed by it. Um, yeah, I guess that's it, and I'm just going to post the Christmas special. well, on Christmas, which will be very fun. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I guess that's it. If you enjoyed this movie review, hit the like button and hit subscribe for more content like this. And goodbye.